Flyweight bout here. Davi Costa coming in at -110 against Lucas Rocha, sitting at -130. 16-1 for Rocha at 23 years of age. 28 years of age for Davi Costa, 14-3. Both men are on quite a win streak. 5'2" for Lucas Rocha at flyweights. Not the biggest frame, but he still packs a punch. You watch him fight, he's in there. He will go in there and try to swing with you. The takedown defense is a bit of a red flag for me, just based off of the fights that I've watched. He can get taken down. He can get put in some dangerous positions. His last fight against Mateus da Silva looked like he was about to get submitted the first round, ends up battling back and winning a decision. For Davi Costa, watching his fights, he's got a pretty good all-around game. The striking, I don't think is like anything crazy, but he does have 6 knockouts. I think where he can win this fight is in the grappling. If he gets a takedown and look for a submission, he's got 6 submissions on his record. And like I said, Lucas Rocha does struggle in some of those positions. He's never been submitted, but he's been in some tough positions that I've seen on film that I think Davi Costa could take advantage of. So it's not really a grappler versus striker matchup, but I do think that's probably the best path of victory for Davi Costa. We'll see what he does, because I would expect with Contender Series, you're probably going to try to slug it out. If the submission presents itself, he might go for it. But it's flyweights. There's always a lot of weird exchanges with flyweights because they're so light and they can move out of these situations. But I think it's a good fight. Who do you think takes it?
Yeah, there's things I like on both sides and things I don't. But if you look into Lucas Rocha, he's not the biggest 125er. I think he's 5'2", and he has fights at 115 pounds at atom weight. Like that's really, really small. I forget which fighter it was 2 weeks ago on the Contender Series. It was kind of the same thing, really small for 125, and he ended up getting knocked out. And that was my big concern going into that fight as well. But especially here against Costa Bittencourt, who has the ability to get fights to the ground. He's stocky. Like, this dude's not as very tall either for 125, but he's super strong. I think he's going to be a hell of a lot stronger than Rocha. So if he just comes out, lands some good shots, gets his timing right on some takedowns, I think he'll be able to control Rocha on the ground. And he's not just a control fighter too. Like, he will look for submissions. If he gets you in, if he gets your back, he's pretty good with the rear naked chokes. Yeah, that's the way I think he wins the fight, if he wins. But on the other hand, like, Rocha, smaller, yeah, but with that comes a lot more speed. The dude has really good pace. He's always in your face. He'll march forward, and he fights at a high pace for 3 rounds when he has to, and has some decent power for being a smaller 125er. Like, he hits pretty hard, but overall, I don't think it's going to be the power that gives Bittencourt trouble. I think it is going to be the pace, and if Bittencourt can't really get the takedowns frequently, or he can't hold him down, or gets tired doing that, I think as the fight goes on, Rocha could be live to kind of run away with the fight on the feet, standing, because he is going to be faster. It just is what it is. However, I do think Davi Bittencourt striking is good enough to use his kicks and use his combinations to get in closer to Rocha and get his hands locked. And I think once he does that, he's just going to be too strong for him. So I'm going to go with Bittencourt. I think it is a fun fight, though. Both guys, not too bad. I'm interested to see what Lucas Rocha looks like being 16-1 coming into the Contender Series. That's a damn good record at any level in MMA. So he's obviously got to be a pretty damn good. So give me Davi, though, for the pick.
Yeah, I think Davi's got more tools in the toolbox, kind of like we talked about the last fight. But if Rocha can weather the first 5 to 7.5 minutes, I think if it goes to late round 2, round 3, that pace could start to break Davi Costa a little bit. So it's a tough one. I think it's pretty properly priced. I would put it near a pick'em. I'll take Davi Costa as a slight dog because he has more tools, and I think if he does get him to the ground, he can finish him. But Rocha, the pace was a big thing I saw in the film. Like, late in the fight, he's hitting you with body shots. He's just throwing a lot of combos at you. Can be a lot to handle. And that's the lasting impression, people have going into a decision. So I'll take Davi Costa for the pick, but we'll see where this line ends up, going into Monday night. and assess it from there. But for the pick, he'll be my pick.